Kia ora guys and welcome back to the Black Jersey. My name's Max, I'm the host over here at this channel, and a massive thank you to my patrons for all the support you've been giving. The lighting in this video is going to be pretty inconsistent because of the weather outside, but anyway, Rugby World Cup Round 4 Team of the Week. We've just got a week left of the pool stages before we get into the quarterfinals. South Africa, Wales and England look to have all but qualified, and there are still some huge games to come. I wasn't very happy with my Japan vs Samoa video, so I'll just put the raw footage up there for my patrons, and I'll do the All Blacks vs Italy game tomorrow. Anyway, team of the week. For this week, I have indeed decided to go for a bench because there were just simply too many amazing performances for me to ignore. So the reserves have got Dion Forey of South Africa, who got 3 turnovers, James Lay of Samoa, and Ben Damiafuna of Tonga to round out the front row. Then I've got Sam Skinner as the reserve lock. He was in the team last week. Mikhail Gachi-Chiladze is the reserve loose forward of mine. He was absolutely massive on defence for Georgia, but I've decided to go for another massive defender and another massive game for the 6th jersey over him. Aaron Smith, I can't look past him as the reserve 9 because of his hat-trick. Ben Healy was absolutely awesome for Scotland, and Will Jordan was also very good on the right wing for the All Blacks, and so though I'm very tempted to just go all out All Blacks bias for this video, I'm going to put Jordan in jersey 23. As for the team of the week, well guys, at loose head prop, I don't think there was really any other choice besides Angus Bell, who was a heck of a lot better this week against Portugal than he was against Fiji. Although Australia are almost certainly going to be going home early, Bell was very, very good with 76 metres played, a try scored, very destructive as per normal with ball in hand, and his defence, very, very good as well. Didn't miss a single tackle and did get a turnover, so even if Australia do have a bit of a disappointing World Cup campaign, the young guys like Bell are really going to learn from this and become better for this, hopefully. The hooker is Augustine Creevy. He was huge for Argentina against Chile. Though South Africa probably had a bit more of a contest with Tonga, Creevy definitely had more on a say in how the match went in his 55 minutes, getting a try running 20 metres, making a clean break, 4 defenders beating off 8 carries. Not too bad for a guy that's 38 years old. He is older than Forey, for goodness sake, only missed a single tackle and 2 turnovers. Sonny Bill Creevy, as they called him back in 2015, is now a rock-solid veteran of the game. He is fantastic and deserves to be the most capped Los Pumas player of all time. Luke Tanguy is the guy I've gone for over at tight head prop from Fiji. He was very, very good. Though the Fijian scrum wasn't necessarily the best, it was awesome to see him win a scrum penalty before he came off, and wow, the ball and handwork he did, very, very good over there as well, getting 7 out of 9 tackles and 2 turnovers too. That's some really decent work for a tight head prop, so I can't go wrong with Luke Tanguy in the number 3 jersey, considering how close Georgia versus Fiji was. Georgia kind of started to get back in the game a bit more after he came off, so is that a coincidence? Maybe, maybe not. As the locks, I've gone for one guy to do all the ball carrying and another guy to do all the grunt work. Theo McFarland, who's been in Team of the Week before, I've got him in the number 4 jersey. He was very, very good for Samoa, though they didn't quite get to beat Japan. He was unbelievably effective with 33 metres run, 3 defenders beaten off 12 carries. He was passing a heck of a lot off the line out too. That was a real strong area for Samoa against the Japanese, while he did get a turnover and a line out steal as a very solid operator, as we know him for Saracens. He also could have scored a try quite easily if Tuamua Manu passed to him at one stage. Marvin Orie, as I said, I wanted one guy to do the flashiness and another guy to do the dirty work, and Marvin Orie did exactly that for South Africa with his line-out steal and 13 from 14 tackles. He just grunted through the tight space to try and give his boys chances out wide, and he did exactly what he was asked in his 60 minutes. Well done to Marvin Orie of the Springboks. Over in the 6th jersey, I've gone for Michael Leach of Japan, who was absolutely massive. He had his best performance at Test Rugby for a long time. Got a try while he was operating out wide as a single man pod. Performing in this role also allowed him to run 43 metres, while he also beat 2 defenders and made a clean break, trying to be a bit of an imitation of a winger. Also made more passes than he did carries. Very good stuff for a flanker, and with 17 out of 18 tackles and a very, very close match, this is a guy I've got to give props to absolutely for sure, as a real leader of this Japanese team. Levani Botia did a very, very similar thing for Fiji, and so as the winners of a tight contest, Leach and Botia definitely get to be in Team of the Week. Botia is in Team of the Week for a second time, and he was magnificent, giving us try assist of the century when Vinaya Hanbosi went over to score in the second half. He also ran 26 metres from self-beat, 5 defenders made 1 clean break, 9 carries, 8 passes, 2 turnovers and 11 from 14 tackles. The guy's a beast and deserves his place. Over at number 8, I finally get to show my Kiwi bias. Though I've only got 2 New Zealanders in this starting lineup, Ardie Savia was a very, very close runner-up to Player of the Week. Captain fantastic. Who said he can't play well when he's the captain? He ran 100 metres, got 2 tries, 5 defenders beaten, 2 clean breaks, 11 carries, 11 passes, 3 offloads, 3 try assists, 4 from 5 tackles, 1 turnover 1. The guy was absolutely magnificent and he deserves his place, no questions asked. We're just going to have a bit of an ad break now, everybody, and after it's all done, we are going to look at the backline because there were so many brilliant backs in this week. Welcome back, everybody, and now for the 9 jersey. Santiago Arata is quickly becoming one of Uruguay's greatest ever players. While Diego Ormaquea may be the guy that Uruguayans think of when they think rugby, Santiago Arata is very, very certainly going to be gunning for that title down the line. Perhaps Diego Magno's in the conversation as well, but this guy was a star. 68 minutes, he was so freaking effective with a try, 76 metres as well, 3 defenders beaten, 1 clean break off just 5 carries. That is not too bad at all. His try was an absolute scorcher, getting a lot of those meters on that chart for him. He's very good with the support lines, and he's probably the South American version of Antoine Dupont, if you will. He also managed to get 6 from 8 tackles, which isn't too bad for a 9, got a turnover, and of course his passing off the base of the ruck, very, very crisp. Santiago Arata was awesome this week. As for the 10 jersey, I've gone for another bloke from South America. Nicolas Sanchez was awesome, and how good was it to have the And how good was it to have him get his 100th test against a fellow South American team in the form of Chile? Chile had never been to a World Cup before until this year, so it was so good that Sanchez could celebrate that milestone on the day of another special milestone. As for his performance, in 77 minutes he was awesome, getting himself 20 points through a big list on the hall. As we can see, it included a try and not a single of his 7 kicks were missed. He also managed to run 58 metres. He beat 4 defenders, made a clean break and gave 6 carries. His game management, so good, delivering a lot of decent passes and was effortless on defence. Got it all done in a 10 out of 10 performance, that is for sure. How special was it for Argentina to have their only 2 Centurions in their history both getting tries on the same day as each other? Awesome stuff. The left winger I've gone for is going to be Mark Talia. Talia is an absolute legend, and he's a bloke that has come from nothing with a fire in his eyes that just cannot be coached. He is awesome. With a try, 117 metres, 6 defenders beaten and 2 clean breaks off his 11 carries. He was really just giving the boys so much front football to work off when he got them back into the opposition half. Talia also did make 3 passes and 1 offload and a try assist, kind of operating as a third centre whenever he got the ball in his hand. 8 or 9 tackles and 1 turnover 1. Pretty close to getting perfect on defence there as well. A really good effort from Talia, who I think just filled the stat sheet out a little bit more than Jordan. That's why I haven't gone for Jordan, but I have gone for Talia. Now that I have hopefully fixed my lighting, I have Andre Esterhuizen in the 12 jersey. I didn't really find there was a true standout in this jersey across the weekend, so I've gone for Andre Esterhuizen. He was only really asked to work as a crash up merchant, but you know what, he did that very well. He did exactly what the coaches wanted him to do, and so that is why he is in Team of the Week. 54 metres, 5 defenders beaten off 12 carries, decent day in the office, and just a single missed tackle was his effort on defence. 9 out of 10 and 2 turnovers 1 is not too bad for a centre as all, and you know, considering South Africa's game plan, having the extra distributor at fullback, I mean, it's kind of useful to have that extra flanker in the 12 jersey. In 13, I've got Waisia Salevu, the Fijian captain. A few people were a bit grumpy that I didn't have him in my team for week 1 and week 2 when they had a very, very close loss to Wales and an emphatic win over the Wallabies. Absolutely amazing stuff. But this has been Salevu's best performance off the World Cup. He got a very crucial try around 50 minutes or so against Georgia, really setting the stadium into a rapture of noise. Got himself 57 metres and one defender beaten off 17 very physical carries as well. Though some people ask, why is he not passing enough for 12? Joshua Tui-Silva and Teti Tella were doing a lot of passes, so Fiji were well covered for the passing options. They just needed the 4 strike runners outside the 3 distributors, and Salevu was very good with that, also getting himself a turnover during the match. As for 14, it's got to be my MVP, Darcy Graham. A lot of Scottish fans will be very, very grumpy as to how I haven't had any Scottish players in here yet, aside from Ben Healy on that kind of unofficial bench with Sam Skinner. But Darcy Graham, Player of the Week, absolutely no question. This is one of the all-time great World Cup performances that should be up there with Jonah Lomu against England. Darcy Graham is a freak. He is just 4 tries away from equaling Stuart Hogg's record as Scotland's highest ever try scorer, and he's already scored as many tries as the great Ian Smith in just 5 years of Test rugby. Darcy Graham is absolutely amazing. He was the first player since George Bridge against Tonga in 2019 to run over 200 metres in a Test match. Sure, it's only Romania, but I've made up for that by not including any other Scots in the starting lineup. Graham also beat 14 defenders, made 7 clean breaks off a whopping 21 carries, was very, very effective as a passer as well with 11, 2 offloads as well, 2 try assists, nailed every single tackle he attempted and made 2 turnovers as well, one of the all-time great performances as well. He was definitely effective with the boot too. Darcy Graham, 10 out of 10, no question, one of the best performances I have ever seen from a Scottish player ever. Now over at 15, I've got Baltazar Amaja at fullback. Argentina will be absolutely miffed that they did not cap this dude who is now a citizen of Uruguay. If not for Arata being on the pitch, he definitely would have been the man of the match for Uruguay against Namibia. Amaja didn't touch the ball as I thought he would. He didn't quite touch it enough for my fantasy league, but it's okay. He got 2 tries, 42 metres run, 5 defenders beaten and 1 clean break off 10 carries. Very, very good stuff. He popped up whenever he was needed, and the key to his performance was nailing the moments where they were needed. He was also perfect on defense with 2 turnovers, not missing either of his 2 tackles either. Amaja is a very, very, very good player, and Argentina are missing him right now. Maybe he'll go through the 3-year loophole to represent them, who knows, but I doubt it considering he's a citizen of Uruguay. Amaja is absolutely awesome. I'm so happy Uruguay were at this World Cup because I got to see this guy. Thank you very much for watching the video, guys. I'll just show you the full team of the week over here. So as you can see, I've got the loose head prop Angus Bell, Augustine Creevy at hooker, Luke Tungy at tight head prop, Theo McFarland and Marvin Ori as the locks, Michael Leach, Lavani Botia and Ardi Savia as the loose forwards, Santiago Arata and Nicolas Sanchez as the halves, Andre Esterhazen and Waisia Naithalevu as my midfielders, Mark Talia, Darcy Graham Player of the Week, and Baltazar Amaja are my outside backs for the starting lineup of this team of the week. I want to say one more thank you to my patrons and also remind you guys to go visit me over on Instagram and over on Rumble, as there are a few copyright issues with World Rugby other creators are having, and Instagram is where most of my audience is, of course. Thank you so much for watching this video, guys. Really appreciate it. Do like and subscribe if you enjoyed it as well, and cheers for watching from Max.